first thing I want to do is to let you know I'm going to have to make another video. But I did want to show you and talk to you about a thing. So there was a question about, was I going to show you guys how to, put a material on a mesh, right? So I'm going to do that really quickly. But remember that the purpose, the expectation in this class is that you're going to attempt to find a package that fits with your idea, and then load that in and use those assets because, the scale is right, et cetera, et cetera. But the reason why I just mentioned that I probably need to make a video is because Unreal has taken a bunch of stuff. I mean, Epic has taken a bunch of control. Well, they've actually given you more control. They've taken some things out of your hands. So let me start out. I'm in modeling mode and let me make sure I'm recording. Yep. All right. So I'm going to get a box. And I'm going to scale it out. You'll see it starts to stretch. Let's scale it out. And, the assumption is if you want to do a house or something like that, you would have to do it, however you model it. The assumption is in Unreal is that if it's something that will be interactive with, it's in parts, right? You got a wall, door, wall, ceiling, floor, that kind of thing, right? If this is like an external building, then the texture that you would want needs to already have the windows and you just need to be able to slap it on. So what you're going to see me do is slap it on, all right? And then I'll show you what kind of control you don't have. So I'm going to look up wood because wood is one of the hardest things to do, and you'll see why in just a minute. You do need a material, but you should not edit the material as it is. All right, so let me delete this one because that's one I was playing with earlier. All right, so these are materials from within either a package or UE. So the first thing you want to do is right click and you're going to create a material instance. You never want to edit the original. Remember, you're coming from texture to material. All right. So you're going to create an instance. As usual, I'm just going to name it OG because I know it's mine and it will be easy to find. Right. And then that star right there means that it's not saved. So just save it. All right. So then I'm going to pull this here. And the first thing that you notice is it does not look that grand. And I don't know if this is what I really want. Let me see. That's not what I want either. Hold on. I had one that was really great earlier. It might be that this is okay. This is okay. All right, so I'm going to make a different material instance. Again, because I put that OG, I can delete them later. I'm not going to worry about it for now. Yeah, this is what I want. All right, so I'm just going to drop it on. Well, how do you know you got the right one? Well, I'm going to come over here to my materials. See, it has OG right there, right? Okay, so in the past, if you were to search up scale, that's for the mesh itself, right? If you were to search up UV, none of that old stuff is in here anymore. So the way that Unreal wants you to do stuff, they want you to come in here and literally edit this. This is why I said I need to make another video because I think it's important to put the power in your hand. It's going to take away from the stuff, and I got a lot of stuff I want to go over with y'all today. So what you really want to do is turn on, I double clicked on the instance, and I'm going to turn on texture control add X, texture control, add Y. And then I'm going to scale it down so you can see. And if you take a 3D modeling, hopefully you know how to UV map. But all you're going to do is it edits it, right? It makes it, this one is 3.2 times the original scale. So I'm going to put it back at 1. If I go the other way, right, it's stretched. That's not what you want, okay? So what if I just want to go on X? I'm sliding it now. Let's say I'm going to look at this thing from this perspective. Again, I need you to see that I have control, sorry, I have control over the entire box. That is not what you want, okay? You want to be able to go along all the faces. So, so let's just say this is my view. Let's go over here. Then I'm gonna go right here. And you can see this is not the right texture, right? This is little circles. It's wood, but these look like logs, right? But I just want you to see, what if I just want this part so I can adjust it here and then go back and adjust it here. Give it a second. So that's the easy way, but it doesn't always work. The other way is to literally go into the material itself and add a texture coordinate node. That's the one I want to make a video for, because it takes a minute. It does give you power. It allows you to rotate it. It allows you to do everything. And even though I exposed it here, I don't want to update. I would like to encourage you to see what you can find in Fab that fits your level, okay? Because just because you and you can see the tiling here, right? That's a problem as well. Just because you white boxed it, white boxes are usually replaced with real assets, and that's what Fab will give you, okay? So that's all I'm going to say about this, and I'm going to stop the video, but I'll put that up, okay? There's more important things I'm trying to get to, so let's bring that to a halt. So it had to do with where things sat. Let me reintroduce this. These are updates of what we have, okay? So let me go over the first one. The enemy attack, I know a bunch of people had issues with this. It is now so much better. It has to do with when we were setting is attacking. So I give you a before and then I give you an after. And the fact that I'm setting is attacking early. I'm setting it true that it is attacking, and then I set it to false. Okay. I thought it was in the animation blueprint. I thought it was in the notify, in the in the montage. It wasn't. It was when it knew what it was supposed to be doing. Does that make sense, everybody? Hit me up in the chat. Let me make sure y'all are good.
So, because I just want to make sure I got this correct.
Yep.
So this is the reason why, like, whenever I would attack, like sometimes I wouldn't be able to attack immediately after it. Okay,
Yes.
gotcha.
Yes. And then there was something else. See, this should stop all montages. Yeah, no problem, y'all. Um, that also was a thing, right? Some of the stuff that I show you today, we're going to actually uncheck this. So when your character went into their animation, you couldn't do anything to break it until it got to the end, right? So this will fix that, all right? This part. On to the next. I mean, when y'all look at iCollege, you're gonna be like, oh my God. So this one is the enemy. And then I did the same thing. This is the before in the third person character. So it'll have a very similar look. Hold on. There's that one. Similar issue, lock it down. Oh, okay. So I didn't put a screenshot. I can get it. Let me do that right now. Instead of making an assumption, I'll just do it. All right. So I want y'all to see that I've already, and it's battle tested. I took like 3 days to go back through all of this and really try to figure out why it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. So let me grab this right quick, and I'm gonna try to make sure it says third person character up there. Did it do it? Oh, please. I don't know why it does it every once in a while. All right. So I'm adding this. If you are following along on iCollege, I'm adding this now, okay? Third person character. All right. So the next thing is I had camera clipping. So I am in the third person character. I probably should have put that in there, but that's where I am. Instead of making an assumption. All right. And what I mean by camera clipping was that when I moved around, the camera would go right through my body, right? So this is how you fix it. The reason why I want to go over this is to make sure that you understand you have to change this to custom. All right, so right here, you'll see custom. It's right here, okay? And then you have to change it to query, and then you ignore the camera, all right? So that's what this is. So just make sure you look through that. All right, next thing, I kept breaking stuff, and I had to express it somehow that I was getting frustrated. So remember when we were working with the animation blueprint and we had to go in and add the default slot. I had to do a little bit more than just add the default slot. I had to find the animation blueprint and add a layer blend so that if I disrupted that animation, I was blending into the next animation or the walk animation. And I don't know, I got to update that thirder. So I'm just showing you here how to get there. Let me do it. So, what am I looking for? So right here, there's the browse. Just make sure you hit that little browse and it'll take you to your montage. And here specifically, I had to change this from the default slot to the upper body, okay? I don't know if everyone will need to do that. So be mindful as you start to walk through this. But the output is down here at the bottom, is to do a blend. I'm showing you everything I'm doing. All right, change the default slot. You can click the drop down, change it to the upper body. All right, and then you can blend the poses. It's all right here. So don't stress, do it before you go into what I'm about to show you. And that way you're in the same place. It's already up on iCollege. You should be able to see everything. I'm going to double check and make sure it's good. And one more second. And I'm going to stop the video. So you have two snippets, okay? Okay, so I deleted everything, as you can see. And I'm going to start by putting two print strings in here so that I can verify that I'm even, you know, figuring out whether or not I have the right health. That's the first thing. Okay, so true and false, and compile and save. Now notice I don't have the animation in there. First of all, I want to see one thing at a time. So false, false, I'm still alive. Now he's dead. Okay, so we can get that far. So now we can get that far. I'm going to leave this because I need to continue to make sure. Now this time, instead of just using a play montage, I'm going to use the play and a montage. And you're welcome to change this if you want to. We were using the other one. That means that you had to drag the mesh on, but this knows which one it is. and I'm gonna find that death animation and monitoring the true and the false again. I think that was the count of the coins, that 5 that was out there. So true. Okay, so something played. Now, let me show you what happened. My attack is still doing its thing, so I have to uncheck this. Compile and save. True, true. Okay, it's playing, but notice that it's going back to attacking. That has to do with the behavior tree. So the little bit of code that we did earlier that was checking to see if we were dead and to stop the brain component, that's what I need to add to make it go all the way through. Before I do anything else, I'm going to make a video on adding that stuff. And then I think this will be I'll start there. Like I think I just said I'm going to do it in a different order, but I wanted to make sure that this was firing off. So that's it for this one, and then I'm going to keep going. So let's continue. I'm going to start now with the encounter manager. So we're going to right click, create a blueprint class of class actor, BP underscore encounter manager. All right, double click and go inside. And the first thing we want to do is make the 3 variables. So we're going to do enemies, and enemies is going to be of type BP enemy main. Excuse me. So click here, BP enemy main, and we'll do it of object reference. Make sure that it is an array, and also click to make sure we can edit it. File and save. And then we'll do the last 2. One is enemy died. Oh, sorry, enemies remaining. Enemies remaining. There we go. And that is going to be of type integer, not the integer 64. And all right, so the question that was asked about the difference between integer and integer 64, you are exactly right. Integer is 32 bits. So it stores regular numbers, values up to 2.1 billion. Integer 64 is much larger numbers, and so we don't need this. So we just want to make sure that it's an integer and it is single. And then we'll do the last one, which is our Boolean, and it's encounter active. Sorry, I'm allergic to something. And it is of type Boolean, compile, save all. And then we'll go to the event graph and make our 3 events. These are all custom. All right, the first one is to start the counter. Start counter. Start encounter. Sorry. Start. I'm about to count something. We're going to start our encounter and just making sure that that is spelled correctly. And another custom event. And that one is enemy died. DIED. And then go down here and custom event. And this is on arena cleared. Let me double check that. On arena cleared. All right. So we'll compile, save it all. All right. So now we're going to go up here to start encounter, and we're just going to do it all. So we'll come out of here. And we will grab the set counter active. So counter active, we're gonna set it and check it, and the answer is yes. And then we will set the number of enemies remaining. Enemies remaining, we'll set it here, but we will also get the number of enemies. So get, and then we'll get the length. Now, I'm not going to do all that print string. This seemed to work fine. Earlier today, it was all about that animation not playing. So that should be fine. I'll compile, make sure there's no errors, save, and save all. And so on enemy died, what do we need to do? We need to get the enemy remaining. And we'll do a subtract. Of course, again, this is where you could decrement if you wanted to, I guess. It's up to you. I'm going to do subtract. I'm subtracting by 1. And then we're going to set the enemy remaining number. We're going to set enemies remaining. We'll do that here. Set. Move these over. That gives us our number. Set it. So I wanted to pause and talk about the decrement question that we had earlier. You can use it, but you just have to make sure you have your number in there. You know, you're following your number. So if you wanted to do that, you could set the enemy account and then decrement. It's the same thing. So that's fine. As long as we know what the starting number is, we should be great to go. So I'm going to keep it. If you want to use that, please go ahead. I'm not opposed to it at all. It might be a little bit cleaner, but I'm going to stick with what I showed today. So we're going to add a branch and we're going to add the condition, and that is whether or not the number of remaining enemies remaining is less than or equal to 0. Oh, it's equal to 0. And then, all right, we're going to set the encounter as set it as false, which means it's done. And then we're going to call on arena cleared. All right, that should be it for this one. Compile and save all. And then we'll do on arena cleared. All right, so on arena cleared, this is our for loop. So for loop. Oh, this is our for each loop. We're going to traverse the array. So we're going to get, I didn't set my new variable. Let's go here, new variable, and it's transform effects. And it is going to be of type actor object reference. It will be an array. We need to edit this as well. We'll compile and save. It doesn't like it because it wants this already. So we'll get it and put it in there. Compile and save. There we go. And then we're gonna cast to the actor. So cast to actor. And then the object will be the element. And then as the actor, we're going to destroy the actor. Actually, we're not going to destroy. This is where we deactivate. Deactivate. Oh, I need to get, sorry. We need to get actor, get component. Get component by class. Get component by class. The class is going to be Niagara, because I know that's what I'm going to do, a Niagara particle system component. And then out of here, now I'll deactivate. All right, and then we will connect those. And that should be it. The one thing that I need to reset up is the yeah, my box is still here. So I'm going to, this is my trigger volume. So I'm going to redo that code. So in my open level, I've already put the volume in here. And begin overlap on the actor. Let me see. Do I still have that here? No. This is not a thing right now. So let me get rid of that. So I'll just bring this down. And so when we begin overlap, we want to start the encounter. Oh, okay. I had the wrong thing selected. You'll see that said health pickup. Yep, I got the wrong thing selected. So let's do that again. Begin overlap on the trigger box. Let me bring this back over here so you can see it. So out of the overlap, we're going to cast to the encounter manager, cast to encounter manager. And then the object will be the verify. Oh, I missed something. Okay, hold on to this. Okay, we need to get all actors of class. And this would be the encounter manager. All right. And then let's do this one again. Come out of out actors and we will get, that's the one that has the copy. And then from here, we will cast to the encounter manager. And that way the object is in the right place. And then the last thing we need to do is start encounter. Please pay attention to sometimes how I'm pulling these out, because if I just pull from here, I probably wouldn't see this. But because I'm doing it as the manager and that's a part of it, it knows what I'm looking for, okay? All right, so let's test the system. I have to pull it out into the world, and I have to also make sure I have both the transform and the enemies. And the one thing I don't have in here is fire. So let me type in fire. This is that particle system that I'm going to use to block stuff out. And let's see what these look like. That's just fine. So I'm going to pull that one out here. And you know what? I think what I want to do is duplicate, 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 and duplicate. So we'll put 4 of them out there. I'm going to move over here so I can see it. And then I'm going to choose my manager again and add those so that they know what they're supposed to do. So I would probably stack these on top of each other, but here under the transform effects, click and add, click and add, click, click and add, and add. All right. And then we need to turn around and look at our guy and go to the enemies and add him. We will save it all and then we'll run it and make sure that everything works. So I'm making an assumption because I don't have anything printing. There we go. Okay, so the one thing I did not see, looks like my fire is on top of the ground, is that my fire deactivated. So let's go over here to the encounter manager and let's double check this. I think I see what it is, but let me see. All right, so I just realized that my fire's not dissipating. And I just thought about this. This is not working right now because it's not connected. So we're going to do this. This is the last part. So unfinished, get all actives of class, and the class would be of BP underscore encounter manager. And what we're going to do is cast to the encounter manager. And then we're going to get a copy here. And then this will be our object. And then we're gonna, if the enemy died, then we'll destroy the actor. So you make sure it's not somewhere else. So as the BP encounter manager, enemy died. I am calling you. Let's see. Yep. So what I'm trying to call is this guy. Enemy. Oh, that's why, because I can't spell my favorite thing. Let's go back. Why? That's why it's not firing off. File save. But that's why I can't see it. So I'm back in the enemy main. So as the encounter manager, enemy died. There it is. And then we will destroy the actor. So I need to look at something to make sure that I'm not destroying the actor anywhere else in here because we see that the texture goes all the way down. So I want to make sure that we're good here. And then the enemy died is firing and calling this stuff so it knows what to do. All right, so let's try it again. And what I'm looking for is that it knows that the enemy is gone so this can open up. So let's do it again. Okay. All right, that makes me happy. All right, I want to continue, and here's what I want to do. I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to duplicate him and move him back. And then I'm going to come over to his details. I'm going to type hid, and I'm looking for actor hidden in game. And so we'll turn that off. We'll check it to make it true that this actor is hidden. And then I'm going to save. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is go back to the manager and let's see, what am I looking for? I'm looking for enemy died. And so I am, after we set the enemies remaining, I want to add a branch and check. I need to add it here. I'm going to do this again. Oh, I just realized I didn't do something. Back over here, I've got to get the manager, and I need to add that second enemy to the array. So let's go here. Enemies, we're going to add one, add the enemy to the array. And then, oh, all right, so I'm going to go back into the encounter manager. And what I want to do is move this stuff down, because I want to check right here. We're checking to see if the number of enemies is 0. And what I want to do is add a branch here. And we're going to, if it's true, we're going to get the enemies. Let's see, number, get enemies. And then we're going to set actor, let's see, set actor hidden, let's see, set actor hidden in game. And we're going to do this. And right now it is, we leave it unchecked. If, all right, I need to go back to my branch. I need to go back to my condition. If false, this one, let me go here. So we've got 2 different branches, but I don't have a condition on this branch. So I need to check the number of enemies remaining. All right, I was just thinking through this, and I want to do something else. I muddled all that code up, so I want to think through something else. So here's what I want to think through. If I have 3 enemies here, oh, I have 3 enemies here and 2 enemies back here. And let's see. I need to add these to the, I think I need to redo my, let me redo my enemies here. All right, so in the manager, I have all 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, order does matter. I'm going to do this again and show you what I mean. If I want 2, 3, 4, 5. I want the last two indexes 3 and 4 to pop up after 1, 2, 0, 1, and 2 are destroyed. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 0, 1, I guess. And then this one, and then this one and this one are the last two. Now, I set this one earlier to hidden. So what I want to check is that it is still hidden. So I want to uncheck that. I'm checking everything now. So this one was 4. So I'm going to verify that. Where is that? So I want to go to that object. Maybe. I think it was this one. This is 4. And this is 5. So let me go back and look at that. So 4 and 5, that's right. So 4 and 5 need to be hidden in the game. So 4, because of the way I'm doing this code, it's not random, okay? So I'm just giving you a heads up. So they need to be hidden, and then we're going to go into the encounter manager, and we're going to find the enemies array. I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, we need one more. Oh, no, I'm doing extra. Okay, we already did that. All right, so this is going to be it for this video. I wanted to when the enemy dies, have 5 enemies in the level, and when they die, like 3 of them die, then 2 of them spawn, but they're fighting each other. So I'll come back and we'll do that soon. All right, as I mentioned in the previous video, and I'm going to try to keep up with what I have, I'm going to first start off with the logic so that my animation plays. Yeah. So one of the first things I know I need to do from earlier today is to come over here and make a new variable. And the variable name is that is dead. We're checking. We know we have to use it later. So and I just clicked off. Let's see. So we'll put is dead here. And we'll do the other stuff later. I'll probably do it as a separate video. So we have is dead. We know way up here we want to get it, and we want to put a branch here and make that the condition. And then we'll do this. And this is out of false. So if you're not dead, then you continue to do your thing, right? Let's do it this way. All right, so if I'm not dead, then do the thing. And so in the video that I posted, this is now running through just fine. So I do need to update this, and I'm verifying as usual. So here, let's see if I want to clean this up. Let's clean it up a little bit more. And then We're still checking. I put it at 0.1, so I had a little bit of buffer. You can take that back down to 0. But because this is what's working, I'm going to leave it here. So out of here, and before my play montage, I'm going to leave this true here for a minute. Let me get rid of this. I'm going to leave that print string true. This is where I want to set is that to true. And then I want to go through and play the montage. Like I said, I'm going to keep my eye on this very closely. And then once the, once this animation plays, I'll just do it. I can do a delay here. But you know what? It's not going to work because the logic is still making it stand back up. So let's keep going. All right, so here's where I need to be. So if we are dead, then it's here. I'm going to get rid of this for a second. Then we're going to cast to the enemy main, enemy controller, cast to enemy controller, enemy main controller, there it is. And I'm gonna move this way down here. We're gonna get the controller. All right. And then we're going to play the montage. So this will come back up here. And then we're going to, as the controller, this is where we get the brain component. And then, so out of here, before we were doing uncompleted, now we're just going to do the stop the logic. Oh, sorry, I did that backwards. I need to do it out of the brain component. So here, so stop logic. There we go. And then we'll connect it here. And then we're going to come back over here. We're going to pull out of here and we're going to stop the movement. That's a really important step to make sure that you're doing it from over here at the as the enemy controller. So you have to be as the enemy controller. All right, so I'm gonna make some more nodes here. And then we want to do a delay, and then we'll destroy the actor. So I just want to make sure that this is working. I'll do a 1.5 second, and then we will destroy the actor. Okay. I'm gonna keep my eye on the true stuff. False, true. Yep, so it did it. It was super quick. Play rate was 1. Let's do the play rate at 0.3. Compile, save. And then let's hit it again. False and false. Okay, so I would have to do that delay probably up to 4, maybe 4 seconds, just because I slowed it down so much. And again, because of today, I just want to make sure this is working. All right, So you can see that he stood back up, right? So I've got to address that next. All right, so to address the character getting back up, this is where we will go into the animation blueprint. So I'm just gonna get it down here. And this goes back to the code in the states. So let's do this first. Let's go into the locomotion, and we're going to right click and make a new state, and we're going to call it dead. And we're going to double click and go inside, and we need a sequence player. Sequence player. And we will choose the death animation sequence. Sorry. We're going to turn off looping here. And then this is something I didn't show. There's a start position. And the reason why I need the start position is because when the animation plays, he's got to do something. And what we're calling right now, instead of calling the animation again, we're going to call the last frame in the animation. So let me filter this. I want to show you where I'm going to get this. This montage, notice you can see the sequence length. It's at 0.76667. So I'm going to put 0.75 because I want it, maybe 0.76. I don't know. I may have to tweak that. I want it to be, this is the last frame of the animation because I want him to lay there. Okay. So with that, now I can connect these. Now, before I connect these, this is where I need that other is dead. Okay. So variable here is dead. Oh, it's already in there. I didn't delete it out. Okay. That was the one from earlier. So I didn't delete that out. So from idle to dead, and I'll double click and I'll drag this over, and then we'll go back up. And then from jog, and so I'm going to do this for all of them. I don't know which one that one is. Okay. All right, so we'll compile and we will save. Then we need to go do that little bit of code. So we'll go to the event graph. This is where I pulled off over here. And let me get my notes. Yep. This is casting to the enemy main controller. So pull off and cast to enemy. No, sorry. Cast to BP enemy main. So that was correct. And I'll pull this down. And then I will, what am I doing? I think I'm on my wrong page. Hold please. Okay, here we go. So we're gonna get the is dead. I don't know why I didn't know that. We're gonna get the is dead from the blueprint for the enemy. And then we're going to set this one. Make sure you do that and that. And then we'll come out of here. Once you double click on that line and you get the note, you should be able to just come out of the note. We'll come out of here and we will compile and save. Let's see, what am I missing? We got the state machine, got the transitions. All right, so now what I want to do, I'm gonna go test and just see if I missed anything. I feel like I did. I'm in the event graph. We've got that anim graph. Everything's great here. All right. State machines. Got the sequence. Okay. So I'm gonna test it. I'm still watching my falses and trues. Okay, so that worked. So I'm going to extend this to like 10 seconds. I just want to make sure it stays in that final position. Don't get up now. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so all of that is working, and it turns out that maybe I just needed to think about things in a different order, right? All right, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to pause. All right, I'm moving right along. So I'm going to go back to my enemy main and I'm going to right click and just go to material, and call it enemy dissolve. And I'm going to save it and save all. Oh, save selected. All right, and I'm going to save all. And I'm going to double click and go inside. And I'm going to go ahead and find those noise textures. So I'm going to search noise. Got a bunch of cool ones. I don't know. I was using a different one. I'm just going to get some and see which one I like. I am going to use this one. So I'm going to select the output node and make sure that it's on masked. And then the texture sample, we'll run out of here and do an add. Yep. 0.2 so that it's not at 0. We will also come out of here and do a subtraction. And then we'll get the scalar parameter. And this is the one we'll call dissolve amount. Dissolve amount, making sure my spelling is on point because y'all know me. All right, so we have these, and then we'll go into the mask. Let's see. Base color parameter. I just don't see that. Let me see. No, let me find the right one. And I feel slow. So can right click this and promote to parameter. And this gives us what we want, but I can also come to the default value. I can click here and I can choose A color. Hmm, I don't know what color. It's just a color at this point. And let's go red. Maybe this one. Okay, that looks nice. Okay, so I'm gonna hit OK. That is how you do that. Again, I right-clicked and promoted it to parameter. Very easy. I'm gonna hit apply, let it do its thing. I'm gonna hit save. And pretty much I'm done. I'm gonna close this. And I'm gonna go back into the enemy BP and I am going to start wiring this up. All right, so I'm going to continue. This is back in the player blueprint, the enemy blueprint. I'm going to get rid of this destroy actor. And essentially after the montage has played, we need to create the dissolve. So we'll do a delay. I'll reduce that delay too, but I'm going to come out of here and create. Oh, create. Oh, I keep doing it. Start over. Create dynamic. There it is. Material. So I have to do all that. Uh, all of that. I don't know. Typing. Here we go. So I need to set the parent. It's going to be the dissolve material. Enemy dissolve. And then I'm going to come out of here. This is where I need to promote to a variable. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, right click promote to a variable. So it sets it. It also gave me one over here. So I'm going to name this one. Dissolve amount. Okay. And then we're going to do the for each loop. Zoom in a little bit. It's not a for each loop. This is the for loop. Yeah, there it is. This is the for loop where we're looking for the number of textures on the player. If you recall, mine has indexes 0 through 9. So that's what I want to put in here. 0 through through 9. And then the loop body, we're going to set the material, but I need to make sure that I'm coming out of this dissolve amount. Nope. Make sure I'm coming out of the right thing. All right, so it's got to come out of here. This is going to be the set material. And this is a mistake I made earlier for the mesh. All right, so I'm going to bring that over here, clean it up just a little bit. Okay. So maybe I'll leave that up here. So this is the loop body. Set the material. The index is the element. The target is the mesh. All right, so that's it for that. And then out of the completed, we're going to play the dissolve timeline. So here we have to do the timeline. And so we'll call this dissolve timeline. And we'll go inside and we'll make a new track, float track. And we'll call this dissolve time. And again, we'll add a key, add a second key. I'll do mine at 3 seconds. So the first key is at 0 and 0. The second key is at 3 and 1. Zoom out and verify. Yep. I'm going to compile and save and just make sure I got it. And then out of the timeline, we want to play the dissolve timeline. So we want to now, what do we want to do? We want to set the, on the update here, we're going to set the scalar parameter. Yep, there it is. Set the scalar parameter value. The target is going to be the dissolve amount. That means I'm coming out of the wrong thing. So just a second. All right, I did this earlier. So I am going to get this variable. And from here, I'm going to tell it to set the scalar amount value. It's like the best way to do it because I was trying to do it a different way and that just didn't work. So the parameter name needs to be the same one that's in the material. So that's the dissolve amount. I'm just going to go with it. If it doesn't work, I know it's probably my spelling. The dissolve amount, and then the timeline is going to go into the value. And then let's see what's next. All right, so we'll compile, save, file, save all, and then we will come down here, and when the timeline is finished, we will get all actors of class, and this is where we start with the encounter, which we haven't done yet. All right, I wanted to go back to the delay because that is just too long. So it's at 10 seconds. I'm going to do the delay at 3 just to make sure that everything is still working. So again, what we should see, and also the encounter manager is not working, but wanted you to, well, it's not set up, but I wanted you to see where we are. So hit play. All right, so still at faults. He does this thing. That's what I'm trying to get to. So we have control over that. The control, how long it lays there is the 3 seconds. This one is how long it takes for it to dissolve. Now, if I don't like that dissolve, I can go in and let me find my texture. I'm all in the wrong place. Rename. Yeah. Okay, so I can get this, and that's why I pulled those others in because it would be easy for me to see if I need it busier, right? So if I don't like this one, I can just connect this one. If I don't like this one, I can just connect this one. So I know I don't like that one. This one's too big for me. Uh-oh. All right, so I guess I'll go with this one just so we can take a look. Apply, save, and let's look at it again. Yeah, there's a popping in there. I need to see what that is, but I'm gonna leave this where it is. I'm actually gonna stop this video now because everything I was trying to get to today, I just covered. So when I come back, I'm gonna set up the encounter manager on the next video.